Hi, it's Amy again with Uniquely Crafts, and I'm here to show you how to do the square diamond art kits. And so you probably have seen the round diamond art kits, and now we're going to show you a little bit different type of bead that you can use. I really like the square beads because there's no individual spaces, and also you get more dimension to the image with square beads. Now a lot of you don't like square beads. Some people love square beads and only want to do square beads. But I'm here to show you how to do a square bead design. So again, in your kit, you're gonna have your tool sets, which consists of the pen, the tray, and the wax. You will also receive all of your beads in a kit, and we do package them all in the Ziploc bags. And so I'm going to do, I look here and I'm like, oh, I wanna do some U's. And so I look here on my key and I'm gonna do package number 25, which are the U's. So I dig out package number 25. You can also go by 964. So on here it says 964 also. So you can go by two different numbers so you know that you don't make a mistake. Now, we just started this design. The last design we've been taking to the shows. So I'm gonna dump some in here. Definitely don't want to dump the whole bag in because if you shake it, it's really hard to get the beads to go right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake the tray and I'm going to tip it down. And square beads kind of are a little bit more iffier on getting the straight lines, as you can see, and it flips them over. There's little grooves in here that flip these beads over. And so when I first start, there's a tube at the end of this pen and you get a wax. And you're gonna pull this sheet back and you're gonna press this in and it fills that tube up. We get a lot of emails that say my pen don't work because they do forget to pull this back. And so I'm gonna pull this back to wherever I'm working to. And like I said, I like to work from top to bottom. People like to work from bottom to top. You kind of figure out your own little way. And this is sticky here. And so all I'm doing is I'm just gonna pick them up with the square and I'm gonna put them on. Now square beads, as you can see, they're fitting closer together. Now they're not always perfect, but you can always use your fingernail or you can use like a small little credit card, things like that, to put them into place. So as they're a little bit crooked on certain spots, but as you fill it in with beads, they're going to, whoops, I missed one. They're going to eventually fill it in, and they actually have a snapping noise that a lot of people like, and so that's all you're doing. Now after a while, if the pen stops picking them up, and let's say it's just not picking them up anymore, it just means that you need to dab it into wax. Now you don't need to do the wax each individual time. The wax can pick up about 200 to 300 beads before you really need to dip it back into the wax. Now I also stated in the last video on how to use this tool. And this tool, you're gonna pull this back and you're gonna press this in, and I like to press it all the way down and then I slide it. Now sometimes you don't get the corners exact, so what I do is I also do the corners and I flip it kind of in because you're gonna have some excess on the sides here. And this is where those lines come into place. So as you can see, there's the lines. And so if you have a whole bunch, like let's say, okay, I have 2 here, so I'm gonna pick up 2 and I'm gonna put 2 on. Now let's say I have 3 here, so I pick up 3 and where did it go? There it is. And I'm just gonna put 3. And like I said, you can move these. They're still movable, but they're still not gonna be coming off. So square beads, see how these fit really close together. Unlike the round beads, as I have here, the round beads have it so there's individuals. So you can see the difference between the two. See the there's space in between. There's not much space in between. So right now I'm using a sketch light. So the sketch light makes it kind of look a little off balance, and you can kind of see some in-betweens here and all this stuff. And so this is an actual amazing light that I get at Caterpillar. Caterpillar, this is just the mini that they have, but they also have a couple different ones one that doesn't even need to be plugged in, and it'll last for 2 to 3 hours. And it has 3 different settings, and so actually 4 different settings. So you can decide what setting you like. But if I was to turn this off, you can see close up that, yeah, you can see that they're a little bit off. But like I said, you can always put your fingernail on it. I actually have a better time with square of putting them together close than I do round. I kind of start going weavy. This is a little bit weavy because we just kind of threw these on real quick. But basically, when you're completely finished for the day, like I explained in the last video, I take my beads and I put my tool set in it and I roll it up. And you want to roll it up with the beads on the outside, not on the inside, because they'll crunch together. And then I'll put a rubber band around it, and then I'll just take it to the next show. Ours are extremely sticky, so you really don't have to worry about anything happening. If you don't like the plastic, you can always put parchment paper down. We do put a label on here that states that this label this sheet is not reversible. So this sheet here, this plastic sheet, is not reversible. So the more beads you put on it, the less it's gonna stay down, and a lot of people just slap it on the wrong way. And what happens is you go to pull it back and it rips the plastic sheet. When you're completely done with the design, you're gonna cut this edge off and you're gonna put it right into a standard size frame. We make all of our designs so they fit a standard size frame, so you can just go to any Michaels or Hobby Lobby and put it right into a regular frame, and you're not spending $100 or $200 on framing. So, and that's it with the square. Like I said, I really like the square just because you get more definition and more shading to the image.